So another founder in car, and today we will talk about FIRE and the safe withdrawal rate. So on average the safe withdrawal rate is 4% of your amassed fortune, so to say, and this applies that if you can make, for example, 7 to 8% on stocks, and you also have to cope with inflation and some taxes perhaps, then you can safely withdraw 4% and still correct for all those factors and will not be into trouble. So how do they come to that 4%? The other way around is 4% compared to 100%. There's a factor 25 between it. So if you need, for example, 20,000 euros a year to survive net, then you should amass 25 times that amount. So in this case that would be then 500,000 euros. That would be your safe financial independent retire early plan. But the thing is, there's something happening nowadays, and that's because of the inflation that goes to a little bit of hyperinflation. And we'll come back to this later, because normally safe withdrawal rate is already correcting for that, of course. And even if there is some hyperinflation, this is not a big deal, because other years perhaps there would be less inflation and all would go out and mellow out. But there's the thing, if you're now going for financial independent, retire early, and you have to cope with this inflation, I think it's now perhaps real inflation instead of the inflation that we are working with your salary or whatever is about 10%, maybe even higher, and now comes on top of that people wanting higher salary. So also the job component in the production will increase, so that will have an additional effect on this inflation. And then comes an additional factor, because there's now a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which is bringing a lot of uncertainty, but also other effects that have driving force to inflate even further. So for example, just giving you some numbers, I'm not saying that is true. If the real inflation would be 10%, then the added inflation because of the salary increases makes it 12%, and now because of the Russia-Ukraine thing it goes up to 20%. And if you would now start at this time is zero, is now, they have a little bit of troubles, because you already start with something that you cannot safely withdraw 4%, because if you safely withdraw 4% and you have an additional part of 20% costing you because of this hyperinflation type of thing, in the first year you already deprived yourself of 25%, so the 4% plus the 20% is about 25%. You already deprived yourself of 25%, so 1/4 of your total retirement fund. So that's only 1 year. You can imagine if this goes on and on over multiple years, and oftentimes a period of inflation is not just 1 year. So for example, if the year after that the total effect, 4% withdrawal plus the inflation, still a little bit of hyperinflation, year 1 is like 25%, as we just mentioned, or 24%, 25% is easier for calculation. Year 2 it's 20% again. So already in 2 years time you already have decapitated almost half of your fortune that should be your retirement fund. Can you imagine what this effect will be? Of course, in a later phase, this is not that big of a deal, because you also had the upside already, the 6% increases from the stocks, which we also have taken out of this consideration, mind you, because if you would take that 6% or 8% increase to your stocks into the calculation, it would not be 24%, but 24% minus 8%. But the thing is, oftentimes in cases of hyperinflation, also the stocks will take a tumble. So I just gave you the worst case scenario, and in real life it will not be that bad, but it gives you some insight. Even in real life it could be that in 2 to 3 years you will destroy 1/3 of your pension fund at this time, because there are quite crazy times at this moment. So please keep this in mind. I know for many people, also myself, this is not a thing that is now playing because you're not there, but some people think they already are there, and yeah, they work probably very hard to get to that point, and now they think they can perhaps make it. It could be a little bit different in practice. Could also be different in practice in a beneficial way. Yeah? If you're into a category that will just strive to hyperinflation, and all your assets are concentrated in that, that bucket, all the eggs in one bucket in that specific target that is very good responding to hyperinflation, you might have even additional gains compared to other people. But this is very situational, and for most people this is not the case, especially those that are seeking for financial independence, retire early, because they want to broaden their portfolio so that they are less affected by all the things that happen. So sometimes this can happen, sometimes other things can happen, and they want to be less less fragile, so to say. So regardless of what happens, they still will be doing quite fine. I'm not saying that they would be on top, but they want to minimize the detrimental effect of one or two catastrophic events that wipe out an entire category or completely diminish it for a great part. So sometimes the category can be diminished 70 to 80%, and then they are very happy that they have spread their assets to a multitude of classes instead of focusing on just one. Founder in car is going out. Hope you like this small video, and also the sun. Enjoy the sun. Have a great day all. Bye bye.